Hello and welcome. You're watching Ohio Valley Conference Softball on ESPN+. My name's Kyler Messenger, coming to you live from the Southeast Softball Complex in Cape Girardeau, Missouri. Today's matchup is between the 16 and 30 Golden Eagles of Tennessee Tech and the 17 and 28 Red Hawks of Southeast Missouri. Once again, Kyler Messenger bringing you the play-by-play for today's final series of the season. Not just final OVC series, final 3 games for both of these teams before the OVC playoffs last season, or before the OVC playoffs at the end of this season. Once again, my name Kyler Messenger, coming to you live in the Southeast Softball Complex. Right quick before this game starts, we're going to bring you the weather track, which is presented by Field Turf, the world leader in artificial turf and sponsor of the Ohio Valley Conference, currently in Southeast Missouri, in Cape Girardeau. 62 degrees on the Fahrenheit schedule. Here in America, obviously, we're going Fahrenheit over Celsius, and it's 11 miles per hour. The way the winds are blowing, a key factor to watch here while you're viewing is those flags directly in center field. That's how you're going to know how much the wind is blowing, which way it's blowing. You can see them blowing right now. Just a quick fact about those flags are 7 of SEMO's seniors graduating. Their names are on those flags. I'm not going to tell you whose names are on those flags yet, because tomorrow in the 3rd game of this series, SEMO will honor all 7 seniors. So, senior weekend, we're going to call it. Tomorrow, actually senior day for SEMO, so we won't honor those seniors here just yet. Let's talk about the game going on today. It's the 6th-seeded Golden Eagles. They're 6th in the OVC, taking on SEMO, who is 5th in the OVC. Tennessee Tech themselves have lost 8 straight OVC games. They've been swept by both the 1st seed and the 2nd seed, Eastern Illinois Panthers and UT Martin Skyhawks, in their last 2 series, and then they dropped 2 games to Southern Indiana. SEMO, on the other hand, has won 4 of their last 5 OVC matchups. Now, their most recent OVC matchup, SEMO got swept by Lindenwood, but before that had series wins against Morehead State, had series win against Eastern Illinois, against SIUE, and against Tennessee State. SEMO, as mentioned before, 5th in the OVC. If they were to win out and a couple of other factors happen, SEMO can get as high to as 3rd place in the OVC after this weekend and drop as low as 6th. They are in the OVC playoffs no matter what. Same as Tennessee Tech. They are also in the OVC playoffs no matter what. They can drop as low as 7th, but they can only go as high as 4th. So, the OVC playoffs will occur on May 6th through 9th. That's going to occur at the Louisville Slugger Sports Conference, the Sports Complex, which is in Peoria, Illinois. If you know Eastern Illinois, it's not at Eastern Illinois. It's at the Louisville Slugger Sports Complex, but Eastern Illinois, the 1st seed in the OVC, kind of home field advantage. They don't got to travel too much for that. But the OVC softball playoffs coming up. As you know, it's double elimination, and as you know, regular season, while it does matter, it doesn't matter come playoff time. It's whoever wins in the playoffs. So we just got time to tell on who's going to make it into the playoffs. Let's talk about these 2 teams' coaches real quick. SEMO being coached by Mark Redburn in his 12th season. Redburn has had many accomplishments so far this season. He hit his 300th career win at SEMO earlier this year. Also earlier this year, Redburn hit his 500th career win of all time, and most recently, Redburn hit 400 career wins at the Division I level. He made a stop at Evansville, where he coached the Aces before he coached the Red Hawks of SEMO. Redburn, over 500 career wins. Very good coach in his 12th season here with SEMO. The Golden Eagles, you see her talking to the umpires and Coach Redburn. It's Danielle Penner. Now, Penner is in her 3rd season with Tennessee Tech. She's a very decorated college softball coach. Recently comes from Barry University, a D2 in the North Miami area. Went to the College D2 World Series a couple times there. Here at Tennessee Tech, she is 66 and 30. We're going to talk about the matchup history real quick between these 2 teams before we give you the batting lineups. Obviously, SEMO will bat 2nd. They're the home team. And Tennessee Tech will open this game off batting 1st as the away team. But Without further ado, the matchup history. What has Tennessee Tech and SEMO done in history against each other? Well, before we talk about that, it's important to note that this will actually most likely be the last matchup that these two teams, these two softball programs, have against each other again, ever. It might be the last one ever. And the reason I say that is because Tennessee Tech is actually leaving the OVC as of July 1st, 2026. Tennessee Tech will no longer be in the OVC. They'll be in the SoCon, which is the Southern Conference and includes teams such as Chattanooga, teams such as Eastern Tennessee State University, teams such as Tennessee Tech come next season. So today, the 112th matchup between SEMO and Tennessee Tech, two of the longest standing OVC teams. It'll be 113 and 114 later this afternoon and tomorrow. SEMO leads the all-time series against Tennessee Tech 57 and 54 all time. So if Tennessee Tech were to sweep SEMO this weekend, they would be an even 57 and 57 all time against each other. Recently, though, SEMO has won 10 of the last 12 matchups with the Golden Eagles. If history is to repeat itself, the ball is on SEMO's side, but history often changes. So we're just going to have to see what goes on today between the Red Hawks and the Golden Eagles. Last season, these two teams actually played 5 times. I know, how do you play each other 5 times when the regular season you only play each other 3 times in the OVC series? Well, I'm going to tell you exactly how it happened in case you wanted to know. And before I tell you more about the matchup history between SEMO and Tennessee Tech, the girls on the field are actually going to watch the first pitch and listen to the national anthem. SEMO 4-1 against Tennessee Tech last year. We'll tell you more when we're back. Kyler Messenger bringing you the play-by-play today. It's SEMO taking on Tennessee Tech here at the Southeast Softball Complex, and you're watching on ESPN+. And we are back at the Southeast Softball Complex. Kyler Messenger here in the booth bringing you guys the play-by-play. We're going to bring you a couple of graphics. First, we're going to look at the batting order of Tennessee Tech, the Golden Eagles, while they are all on the field currently listening to the national anthem. For you viewers at home, we are here in the booth back at Rose Theater, so we are not actually at the field, cannot hear what they're listening to. Batting first for Tennessee Tech, it'll be Olivia Evans, their first three, followed by Sophia Carroll and Jalen Paderes. Batting cleanup will be Ashley Capiluto. Batting fifth, Abby Kleinfelter. Batting sixth, McKaylee Harris, followed by Ella Bishop, Brooklyn Stewart, and Julie Martin. That is the first nine that you will see for the Golden Eagles. You see SEMO in the field warming up now. Let's go ahead and take a look at the field for SEMO. The defensive lineup, which is presented by Kentucky Tourism. Come explore your new Kentucky home. You see the extra hitter, Gracie Luna, getting the rest for the first game. They're going to have Reagan Brannon behind the plate for the first game. In a doubleheader, you can almost guarantee that SEMO's going to have those two flip-flop. Just a prediction. We will see. Sydney Miles at third base. Addie Martini, another start at shortstop. Camden Hutton at second. Aubrey Shore at first. And in the outfield from left to right, Brittany Folter. Lily Delmain in center. And Madison Winkler in right. That's your defensive lineup presented by Kentucky Tourism. Earlier was your batting order presented by Rawlings. So, first three for Tennessee Tech, once again, will be Evans, Carroll, and Paderes, and they will be facing none other than Maddie Carney, the starting pitcher for SEMO today. So far in the season, Maddie Carney actually leads SEMO in wins. She has 5 total wins. She's 5-12 coming into this start. This will be her 22nd start of the season. Carney, a 5.27 ERA, and we are underway here at the Southeast Softball Complex. First pitch delivered to Olivia Evans is in there for a strike. Here comes the second pitch of the day from Carney, delivered just a bit low and outside. It'll be 1-1 to Evans, who is a junior. Olivia Evans batting from the left side of the box. There's the third delivery to Evans. She gets a piece of it. It's going to go right to Camden Hutton, who is able to complete the play. SEMO able to retire Olivia Evans due to a ground out to Camden Hutton. That will bring up none other than Sophia Carroll up to bat for the Golden Eagles. The first delivery to Carroll from Carney. Carney finds the zone. It'll be an 0-1 count for the second straight batter. It'll be to Carroll. Carroll, a senior from Brea, California. Now here at Tennessee Tech. They reside in Cookeville, Tennessee. Second pitch from Carney. Tried to get Carroll on the slow stuff. Was just a bit outside of the zone. It'll be 1-1 to Sophia Carroll. The delivery to Carroll. And Carney misses again. A 2-1 count. Both of these teams looking to get a strong end to the regular season before the OVC playoffs. There's the 2-1 delivery to Carroll, fouled off. It'll be 2-2 to Sophia Carroll. This is the last series of the season in the OVC. It'll be the last series between these two teams, possibly in history, as Tennessee Tech leaves the OVC after this season, but most definitely the last series of the season. The 2-2 delivery is pieced by Carroll, but it goes just foul. She stays alive, and Carney will have to attack. Last series of the season. Last home series for SEMO. Actually, the last time that SEMO hosted a home series as their final series of the season was back in 2022. Here in 2026, ending the season off at home as another foul ball was placed by Sophia Carroll. So it will remain 2-2. Both of these teams locks for the OVC playoffs. It does not matter what happens this weekend. Neither of these teams can eliminate themselves from the OVC playoff tournament. 2-2 delivery is a little bit high. So it'll be a full count now to Sophia Carroll. Carroll doing a great job in this at-bat. She was staying alive when there was 2 strikes on her. Doesn't force anything on that high ball. Here's the full count delivery to Carroll, who swings and hits the ball over to Martini at short. Martini able to fire across the diamond. Shore gets the put out. And SEMO, 2 batters retired after facing 2 batters in the entire game. Maddie Carney on the bump for SEMO. Carney, as mentioned earlier, leads this team in wins. She's had a real good season, and you were just looking at Aubrey Shore over at first base. Jalen Paderes up to bat right now for Tennessee Tech. That graphic you just saw on screen is because Jalen Paderes is our player to watch. Paderes has been a monster so far this season for the Golden Eagles. Rips this softball foul. It'll now be a 1-1 count to Paderes. Paderes so far on the season leads Tennessee Tech in average. She has a 400 average, an over 400 batting average, hit 402 coming into this at-bat right here. And home plate umpire will take time. Our home plate umpire today, Glenn Kilgore, assisted by first base umpire Bernadette Aaron and third base umpire Catherine LeBrick. 1-1 count delivered, and it'll be fouled off by Paderes. Now 1-2. Paderes will have to stay alive. Leads this team in average, Paderes does, with a 402 batting average. Comes out to 4th in the entire conference, 4th best in all OVC out of all hitters. She's the 4th best by average. 1-2 delivery, misses the zone. It'll now be 2-2 to Paderes. The 2-strike delivery from Carney does not find the zone. Back-to-back batters who will face a full count now for Maddie Carney. The last one was Sophia Carroll, and Carney was able to retire her due to a ground out to Addie Martini. We'll see what the decision is here. Full count to Jalen Paderes. Paderes swings, and it looks like the exact same result will happen. Paderes grounds over to Martini. The throw off of the bag, but Aubrey Shore, great defensive heads-up play to be able to make that play. SEMO unhurt in the top of the first. You're watching OVC Softball on ESPN+.
Energy needs may change with the seasons, but saving money makes sense all year. With CenterPoint Energy's efficiency programs, it's easy. Home energy assessments help spot ways to save. Rebates can lower heating, cooling equipment costs. And our online marketplace delivers energy-saving products to your door, electric and gas savings, all from your local energy provider. See how you can save this winter by going to centerpointenergy.com/smart savings.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking and wealth management for over a century. We're big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. Strengthening our community since 1910. German American Bank.
Member FDIC.
Are you ready to take your money to new heights? Get a flexible high-yield checking account that lets you customize your interest rate so you can keep your finances headed in the right direction. With Elevate Checking from United Fidelity Bank, you're in control of how much you earn. You can raise your rate with a few easy steps. Get more ways to earn more with Elevate Checking and start earning 4.00% APY. Learn more at unitedfidelity.com/elevate or visit your local banking center.
Welcome back into the Southeast Softball Complex. We're going to take a look at the batting lineup for SEMO. Camden Hutton leading it off, followed by Madison Winkler and Aubrey Shore. Reagan Brannon hitting cleanup, followed by Lily Delmain, Gracie Luna, Addie Martini, Sydney Miles, and Brittany Afalter hitting ninth for this SEMO squad. Our player to watch, Camden Hutton, now faces an 0-1 count. Camden Hutton named our player to watch for the season that she's been having. Hutton leads this Redhawks team in average with a 354 average. That's not all that she's been doing. 40 hits so far on the season, 16 RBIs. She starts about just every game at second base. She's already made a putout earlier in the top of the first if you were with us. Hutton, a very good player for this SEMO squad. So Hutton now with a 1-1 count faces Addison Abel, who now gets a strike. It'll be in 1-2 count for number 1, the starting pitcher for the Golden Eagles, Addison Abel. She's a senior. Not been here at Tennessee Tech her entire career. We'll tell you a little bit more later in the broadcast where Addison Abel previously played at, as this 1-2 pitch is fouled off by Hutton. Hutton stays alive. Addison Abel on the circle, in the circle for Tennessee Tech today. Originally hails from Tennessee. She is a Tennessee native herself from Sparta, Tennessee. Camden Hutton, whose batting is from Poolville, Tennessee. The fourth pitch to Hutton, delivered just a bit outside. It'll be a 2-2 count to SEMO's leadoff hitter. Camden Hutton, as mentioned, leads this team in average, has the best batting average on the squad, and has yet to hit a home run so far this season. 2-2 count to Hutton is ripped on into left field. It's going to be an opening frame double for Camden Hutton. Rip that softball. We don't have TrackMan here at the softball complex, but I'd predict she'd rip that softball very hard off of the bat. Goes right down the third base line. Hutton not even needing to slide into second. A leadoff stand-up double. It's going to bring up Madison Winkler up to bat for SEMO. You couldn't paint a better picture if you're Coach Mark Redburn, just how you want to start the game. The senior, Addison Abel, who's a very good pitcher for Tennessee, starts off this game with a runner in scoring position. Winkler on the first pitch she sees rips this ball up the middle. It's going to be played by the second baseman, Ashley Capilouto. She knocked the ball down, but she was unable to continue the play. Does a good job at maybe saving a run. Capilouto at second base, as we'll take a look at that replay. Winkler ripping that ball. Capilouto, like I said, probably saves a run with knocking that ball down. You got Camden Hutton at third, a very speedy leadoff hitter. SEMO, yet again, a picture-perfect first two at-bats. You got Winkler at first, you got Hutton at third, and now you got Aubrey Shore up to bat, the former OVC Player of the Week this year. Shore on her first pitch that she sees is going to ground over to Paderes at third. Paderes throws over to Kleinfelter at first, and Aubrey Shore is retired. These girls, Madison Winkler and Aubrey Shore, both just back-to-back swung on the first pitch that they saw from Addison Abel. So we got to be ready to go here at the Southeast Softball Complex. While Shore was unable to reach, she did do a job. She advanced the runner, Madison Winkler, to second. So we got runners on second and third. Reagan Brandon on the first pitch she sees is going to ground over to short. Ella Bishop, who's able to get Hutton at home. A play at the plate, and man, are we going to need another look at that. What a heads-up play by the shortstop, Ella Bishop. She gets the hard ground ball from Brandon, immediately goes home with it to Brooklyn Stewart, who's able to tag Camden Hutton out before she reaches the base. Here's that look at the replay. And, oh, man, you see Camden Hutton maybe a little upset with that call. She thought that the tag didn't get there. Camden Hutton says that the foot reached home plate before the tag was applied by Brooklyn Stewart. And Coach Mark Redburn trusts his girls. We're going to go to an official review here at the Southeast Softball Complex. You see our umpires, Glenn Kilgore, Benedette Aaron, and Catherine LeBrick all gathering up before they go to review. Here's how review works in the Ohio Valley Conference. This last play, the play was at home, so our home plate umpire is not the man to go review, as we're going to take a look at this play frame by frame. The throw by Bishop to Stewart is on time, but is that tag applied before Hutton slides in safely? We're going to let the umpires do their job. They'll make the call. But, oh, man, is that close. Here is another look. The ground over to Bishop. The throw to Stewart beats Hutton by at least a second. But did the catcher, Brooklyn Stewart, get the glove on any body part of Camden Hutton before her toe touched home plate? That's what the umpires are over there reviewing. So what we were talking about before, how the umpire or how the instant replay works here in the Ohio Valley Conference, the home plate umpire Glenn Kilgore made that call, so he cannot be the guy to make the instant replay official call. The first base umpire, the third base umpire, both going to the review system, to the iPad, to look at this play as we're looking at it from our center field angle. Now, Camden Hutton most definitely was not tagged on her lead leg. That right foot was not tagged. The question is, did Stewart make the tag on Hutton's left knee before her right toe hit home plate? We're going to take one more look at that from that home plate angle. Did Stewart tag Hutton on the back left knee before Hutton slid in safely at home? Here is that look. The throw beats Hutton, misses the tag on the front foot, and it looks like to me that she got the toe on the plate before the tag was applied. Now, you got to remember, I'm just back here in the booth. I don't know what I'm talking about, so we got to wait for the umpires to make the call. Once again, we're here at the Rose Theater in the ESPN Plus broadcast. We're not actually on the field. We are watching from the same angles that you guys are watching from. The umpires have 6 of their own cameras. They do not follow the broadcast cameras. They have their own umpire cameras, so they review the play with whatever system they need. Here's the huddle of Tennessee Tech just waiting for the call. It was a real close one. And what a start to this ball game. 0-0, and we potentially have a run. SEMO could go up 1-0. They could not go up 1-0. We do have a quick update just on our online stats broadcast. Our live stats are not up right now. The SEMO website currently not working. So you're just going to have to listen to me for all the information that I spread on what's going on today between the Golden Eagles and the SEMO Redhawks. This is the 112th all-time matchup between Tennessee Tech and between SEMO softball in history. I mentioned it a little bit before in the pregame, but if you're just joining us or if you weren't here in the pregame, SEMO is 57-54 all-time against Tennessee Tech in softball. So if Tennessee Tech were to sweep SEMO here, these two teams would be an even 57-57. It's important to mention that these two teams very familiar with each other. They played each other 5 times last season. 3 in the regular season. They had the regular series, and then they played each other twice in the playoffs. SEMO beat them twice in the playoffs. Here is the call on the field. Is Camden Hutton safe or out at home? The call is that she's safe. So it'll be a 1-0 Southeast Missouri State lead over Tennessee Tech. We had a instant replay review early here in the bottom of the first. Camden Hutton will be rewarded with the run, and Reagan Brannon, who's currently on first base, will be rewarded with an RBI, one that she previously was not rewarded with. Reagan Brannon, the catcher, now getting a pinch runner on first. You know, in softball, but if you're not familiar, if this is the first Division I softball game that you're viewing, Reagan Brannon, who was just subbed out at first base, will be able to sub right back in with no penalty. So Reagan Brannon, you most definitely are going to see her behind the plate in the top of the second. So SEMO now leads 1-0. Tennessee Tech 0, SEMO 1. It'll be a brand new count for Lily Delmain, the starting center fielding freshman. Here's the first pitch delivery to Delmain from Addison Abel. It's just a little bit outside. It'll be a 1-0 count. And now you got a delayed steal from the Redhawks. The pinch runner who came into the game for Reagan Brannon. A delayed steal onto second. SEMO with an under-the-radar type of base running move. So now you got 2 runners in scoring position. It's Abby Robbins on second. As mentioned, our stat broadcast online is down. So it's Abby Robbins on second. And here is the pitch now to Lily Delmain, which will be fouled off. It'll be a 1-1 count. Here's a look at that Abby Robbins delayed steal. The shortstop Ella Bishop was prepared for that one, but it looks like the rest of the Golden Eagles caught napping just a little bit by the Redhawks. 2 runners in scoring position, 1 run scored, and no outs recorded. Here's the next pitch, the 1-1 delivery to Lily Delmain. This pitch is swung on and fouled off. Delmain now a 1-2 count. Here's the 1-2 delivery to Delmain. Delmain swings and fouls the ball off again. 3 straight foul balls for Lily Delmain, doing a great job here with 2 strikes to stay alive. If you remember, for about I would say the first 16 games of this SEMO season, now I'm estimating here, 16 to 20, the very first 20 games-ish, Madison Winkler started every single game in center field. It's the 1-2 pitch to Delmain is just a bit high. You had Madison Winkler, who's starting in right today for the Red Hawks. She started just about every single game in center field from last season up to this season. She started in center field. Well, now the freshman, Lily Delmain, who's up to bat right now, ever since about that 20-game marker in the season, Delmain has moved to center field. She gets a hold of this softball, flies it into right field. It's going to be caught by Sophia Carroll. The tag from third is going to be in time. Madison Winkler scores standing up, but it looks like the runner was caught at third base. So we had a double tag. Abby Robbins tagging from second, Madison Winkler tagging from third. It seems to me that Abby Robbins was caught from second to third. SEMO leads 2-0. You're watching OVC softball on ESPN+. We welcome you back into the Southeast Softball Complex. Here in the bottom of the first, in case you're just joining us, you missed 2 runs by SEMO. One of them came from a pop out to right field by Lily Delmain, which allowed the runner to tag up. The other one came from a Camden Hutton scoring run. We had an instant replay review. You know what happened if you were with us. SEMO up 2-0. Maddie Carney now pitches to Ashley Capilouto. It's a 1-0 count to Capilouto. Now Capilouto is going to get on base with a single up the middle. Second pitch that she saw from Carney, she was able to just pull right up the middle. So now for SEMO, they will face Abby Kleinfelter, the Tennessee Tech first basewoman, and on first is Ashley Capilouto. The first pitch to Kleinfelter from Carney is going to get pieced, and it gets by Addie Martini at shortstop. The diving attempt from Martini was just a little bit short. Tennessee Tech getting on the base pass early. I was going to say getting on the board early. That would have been incorrect. That's what SEMO did in the bottom of the first. But Tennessee Tech following suit of what SEMO did, swinging on the first pitch that they see. They got runner in scoring position, 2 runners on, and no outs for McKaylee Harris. And time will be called on the field by SEMO. Carney steps off of the mound, regains her focus, and gets right back on. Top of the second. 2-0 SEMO lead. And the first pitch to Harris delivered away inside. It'll be a 1-0 count. McKaylee Harris up to bat right now. She's a senior for this Golden Eagle squad. It's the 1-0 delivery to Harris, and she gets a hold of this ball, gets by Camden Hutton at second. It's into right center field. Harris is going to have an RBI single. You see Ashley Capiluto coming in from second to score. You see Abby Kleinfelter moving from first to third. And McKaylee Harris with no outs, an RBI single. It's Tennessee Tech 1, SEMO 2. So look at that McKaylee Harris RBI single. Gets it just in right center field. Enough grasp where that ball can roll and enough time for Tennessee Tech to get one run in. And we have a game here, ladies and gentlemen. Still no outs recorded for SEMO. And you got runners on first and third. You see the way Brannon popped up after that pitch. Runners on first and third always has some sort of communication going on the field. Will the runner steal from first to third? What will the catcher do? Will they throw down to second? Will they have a design play where they cut off the throw? There's just so many variables, when a player's on first and third. The steal is going to be unsuccessful. Reagan Brannon gets McKaylee Harris, catches her trying to steal. We were just talking about it. What is the strategy when you got runners on first and third? Well, for SEMO, they're just going for the outs. Reagan Brannon, a great throw, 1 out recorded. Tennessee Tech still with a runner in scoring position. You got Ella Bishop up to bat, and you got Abby Kleinfelter on third. 1-0 delivery to Bishop. It's just a bit low, so it'll be delivered for a ball. Here's a look at that steal. Great tag by Camden Hutton at second. McKaylee Harris unable to steal after getting an RBI. And it looks like our live stats broadcast online is back. So in case you were trying to get some of the live stats online and you couldn't do so before, you can do so now. It'll be a 3-0 count for Ella Bishop, the shortstop today for Tennessee Tech. It's a 3-0 delivery to Bishop, and that ball just a bit high as well. Carney's throwing the heat. She just couldn't find the zone in that at-bat. Reagan Brandon's going to call time and go visit her pitcher. Maddie Carney is a junior from the St. Louis County area. Maddie Carney went to Marquette High School, and now we're seeing Coach Mark Redburn come out to visit the girls, Brandon and Carney. Maddie Carney has had a fantastic season so far. She leads SEMO in wins. She hit 100 career strikeouts earlier in the season. With her first inning outing, she has now pitched over 100 pitches so far this season, or 100 innings, excuse me. Maddie Carney has gone over 100 innings this season, the most by a Red Hawk. Willow Van Haren follows with 85. She'll be over the 90 mark today. You can almost guarantee it with a doubleheader. Maddie Carney will now face a 2-1 score. She will have runners on third and first. She'll have a new batter, the catcher, Brooklyn Stewart, when she returns to play. Reagan Brannon, the transfer from Lamar University, still in the circle, trying to get Carney locked back in. That last at-bat with Ella Bishop was a 4-0 walk. Carney wasn't able to find the zone. And they already, and I'm referring to SEMO, they already gave up a run this inning. Looking to not give up another one, but Tennessee Tech, they're trying to stack them all on. Brooklyn Stewart now up to bat. Here's the first pitch she gets from Carney. 5th straight ball for Maddie Carney. It'll be a 1-0 count to Stewart. It's the 1-0 delivery to Stewart. Stewart holds this ball, and it gets to Addie Martini, who's going to try and turn to Hutton. Throws to shore at first, and SEMO is going to turn the double play. Tennessee Tech immediately calling for the challenge. You see the runner, Brooklyn Stewart, putting 2 hands on her helmet like she's calling to the ABS system. She's telling the umpires, you just flat out got it wrong. But SEMO officially turn the double play. The call on the field is that they turn the double play. It looks like we will go to review, though. So this inning, you thought it was over. No, sir. We still got some time. And we do not have a look at the double play. We don't have a look from our home plate camera that could show you if the runner was safe or out at first. That's what the challenge is. So the hitter, Brooklyn Stewart, hit the ball to Addie Martini at shortstop. Martini quickly fired the ball to Camden Hutton at second. They got the lead runner, Ella Bishop. That is no question. There are at least 2 outs on the field right now, guaranteed. Then Camden Hutton tried to turn 2. She threw it to Aubrey Shore at first. Call on the field was that Brooklyn Stewart, the hitter who's on first base, was out. But Brooklyn Stewart, if we could even get a replay look of Brooklyn Stewart's reaction after that play, Brooklyn Stewart went right to her helmet. She put 2 hands on her head immediately after crossing first base. So Brooklyn Stewart was real sure confident that she was safe. The only question is, was she? You got the coaches for Tennessee Tech immediately calling for the replay after Stewart did, so they got trust in her. Tennessee Tech head coached by Danielle Penner. They're assisted by Abby Knight, who was in her first season as an assistant. They're also assisted by first season as an assistant Allie Robinson, and then Jeff Thomas, who has been with the Golden Eagles for 4 years. Over on the SEMO side, they're head coached by Mark Redburn in his 12th season, assisted by Kristen Jones in her 11th season, and then assisted by Brian Wallen. Here's a look at that play. And look at that reaction by Brooklyn Stewart. That's what we were talking about. We don't have a look on if the runner was out at first, but we do have a look at Brooklyn Stewart's confidence and the fact that she was safe. So Brooklyn Stewart, if the call was up to her, obviously she's staying on first base, and Tennessee Tech has tied this game up 2-2. We just got to see what the call on the field is. If it's confirmed, you see Gracie Luna already has her helmet and gear on. She's ready to hit. We'll get the call now from Catherine LeBrick. And she is safe at first. Brooklyn Stewart knew what she was talking about. SEMO is going to be forced to continue taking the field. Tennessee Tech ties this game up 2-2. And Brooklyn Stewart with an RBI infield fielder's choice single. She grounded over to Martini at short. And Brooklyn Stewart was able to beat out the throw at first. So now a tie ball game here on the top of the second. Julie Martin up to bat for Tennessee Tech, their 9th hitter. And Maddie Carney, who thought she might have got out of a jam with a double play ball, is going to have to get out of the jam again. Runner on first for Carney. It was a 0-0 count. Now a 1-0 count to Julie Martin. The 1-0 delivery to Martin. Martin swings on this softball, flies it into foul territory. Sydney Miles collapsed on it, but the ball went into the Red Hawks dugout and was unable to be caught. So it'll be a 1-1 count for the hometown hero, Julie Martin. Julie Martin hails from Cookeville, Tennessee. She is from the city in which her university lies. Tennessee Tech, located in Cookeville, Tennessee. Julie Martin from Cookeville, Tennessee. 1-1 count to Martin. She fires this softball over to Martini, and Martini is a brick wall at short, making plays happen left and right. It's a tie ball game. Eagles 2, Red Hawks 2. We'll see you in the bottom of the second. You're watching OVC softball on ESPN+. Bottom of the second, Gracie Luna up to bat, still facing Addison Abel, the pitcher in the circle for the Golden Eagles. Gracie Luna now faces a 0-1 count here. The 0-1 delivery from Abel to Luna. Luna gets a piece of this softball. It's over to Ella Bishop at short, who makes a Jeter-esque play, and Gracie Luna is able to outrun the infield single. What a play from Ella Bishop at short. Gracie Luna able to outrun it. So shout out Luna. That's the single. But what a play from Bishop. I mean, that was literally, I said it when I saw it, that was Jeter-esque right there. I haven't seen a player more similar to Derek Jeter than Ella Bishop on the Tennessee Tech Golden Eagles squad in a long time. So a runner on first for SEMO. Now a 0-0 count for Addie Martini, SEMO's shortstop, who's been making plays. And Addie Martini rips this softball, firing off the bat over the head of Ella Bishop. She saw the play that Gracie Luna just hit over to Bishop, had to avoid her at all costs. As we're looking at that Addie Martini second batter of the inning single. SEMO quickly getting runners on the base paths again. This is what they did in the bottom of the first to get themselves 2 runs. They're doing that just again here in the bottom of the second. Tennessee Tech in the top of the second came back and got some base runners, got themselves some runs. But now SEMO in the driver's seat in the bottom of the second with no outs and a runner on scoring position. You saw the most recent pitch was a ball to Sydney Miles. Miles squared bunt. So we'll see what the call is now from third base head coach Mark Redburn. Will Miles bunt? Will Miles swing? Only time will tell. Here's the 1-0 delivery from Abel. Miles places the bunt. She's going to get it down. Fielded by the third basewoman Paderes. Thrown to first on time. But Sydney Miles doing a job. She gets the bunt down, puts it in a great spot so runners can advance. So now for the Redhawks, as there's the look at the play from Paderes at third. Great defense there from the Golden Eagles. Records the first out of the frame, but for SEMO, 2 runners in scoring position. You got the senior, Brittany Afalter, up to bat. We'll see what Afalter decides to do here with runners in scoring position. First pitch to Afalter delivered a ball. It'll be a 1-0 count. It's the second pitch from Abel to Afalter. Afalter watches it high. Brittany Afalter, a senior here for this SEMO squad, will be one of the 7 Redhawks honored for tomorrow's Senior Day. Been here all 4 years of her career. 2-0 pitch to Afalter. Just a bit low. It'll now be 3-0 to Brittany Afalter. Addie Martini on second for SEMO. Gracie Luna still on third. Here's the 3-0 delivery to Afalter. Afalter squares bunt, pulls it back. Was just trying to see if the pitcher Abel could get a strike in there. Now a 3-1 count. Afalter batting 9th today, so on deck is Camden Hutton, and in the hole is Madison Winkler, the 1 and 2 batters for SEMO. SEMO always has a very good hitter batting 9th. Mark Redburn keeps it in his pocket, keeps the strategy to have a great hitter having 9th. So when you have a situation like this, runners in scoring position, and less than 2 outs, you can go from 9 to 1 to 2, and it can be like a 2-3-4 kind of lineup. I'm talking about just the numbers of the lineup. Afalter swings on the 3-1 count and is just above it. It'll be a full count now to Brittany Afalter. Afalter originally from Odessa, Missouri. And like I said earlier, she's been here with SEMO all 4 years of her career. Had a batting average of .256 last season, and this season has an even better one as she strikes out on the full count. Addison Abel, that is huge for Tennessee Tech. You had no outs and 2 runners on, and even though Sydney Miles was able to advance the runners, now for Tennessee Tech, you got 2 outs, And still no runs earned for SEMO. But it brings up Camden Hutton to hit, the leadoff batter and player to watch for the Redhawks. Here's the first pitch that Hutton sees from Abel, and it's going to get by the catcher, Brooklyn Stewart. The relay home is not going to be in the realm. Nobody was covering home plate. Brooklyn Stewart tossed the ball, but nobody was there to cover. So SEMO, an unearned run, takes the lead again. It's SEMO 3, Tennessee Tech 2. Here's a look at that throw from Stewart. The pitcher, Addison Abel, was covering a little bit, but Stewart's throw was just a bit off of the marker. They weren't going to get the runner, Luna, anyway. Martini moves over to third. SEMO takes the lead. Hutton now still with a runner in scoring position. It's a 1-1 count now to Camden Hutton. It's a 1-1 delivery to Hutton. She swings on this softball, and it's going to get down. Camden Hutton, a 2-out RBI, 1-run scoring single. She hits Addie Martini home, who gets the dap from Coach Redburn. And Camden Hutton, another successful hit. Camden Hutton, another successful RBI. We talked about Hutton leading this team in average. Today, she's 2 for 2, showing just how she does. SEMO now leads by 2. It's SEMO 4, Tennessee Tech 2. And Madison Winkler sees the first pitch from Addison Abel. Winkler puts the bunt down. Tried to get a little bunt single action going on. Unsuccessful on that attempt. The 0-1 count here for Madison Winkler. Here's the 0-1 delivery. Winkler swings on this pitch and puts it right down in the same path that she did on that bunt. Just a little bit harder on the swing. Gets all the way by first base coach. Now an 0-2 count for Madison Winkler. We were just in a position where we thought Addison Abel might get out of this inning unhurt. But then a wild pitch got by the catcher, Brooklyn Stewart. And SEMO was able to advance a runner. Then Camden Hutton came up to bat and did what she does, a 2-out RBI single. An 0-2 count for Winkler turned 1-2. Hutton remains at first, not trying to steal so far as we see. Hutton on first is 4th on SEMO in steals. She's 3 for 6 so far this season on steal attempts. Camden Hutton at first. A 50% steal rate as Winkler rips this softball to Bishop. It's short. The play is made. The throw not in time. Ella Bishop, ladies and gentlemen. I know she hasn't made the plays, but she's putting a clinic on at shortstop. What a play. You know the softball dimensions are short. Bishop knocks the ball down, throws it almost immediately, and Madison Winkler, a speedster, beat that throw by a mile. The dimensions here on the softball field, if you're used to watching baseball, much shorter than a baseball field. These girls able to outrun infield singles pretty often. Ella Bishop, though, what a fantastic job at shortstop here today early. First pitch to Aubrey Shore is now fouled off. She's got Hutton on second. She's got Winkler on first. And now has a 0-1 count. Aubrey Shore, what a player Shore is. Not only was the OVC Player of the Week earlier this season, she was actually named OVC Player of the Week on April 13th. A couple seasons ago, Aubrey Shore was the co-OVC Player of the Year. Aubrey Shore technically in her 5th season as a Red Hawk, but last season she did not play. Unfortunately had a back injury that held her out of the entire season, so she's back this year for her official senior season. 0-1 count to Shore, delivered high. Here's just a couple of Aubrey Shore stats to show you just how good she's been in a Red Hawks uniform. Aubrey Shore is 8th all-time in SEMO home runs. She's got 20 career home runs. She's currently tied at 8th, so one more home run for Shore, and she's up to 7th all-time. She's also 5th all-time in SEMO RBIs in history as the 0-1 pitch is delivered for a ball. It'll be 1-1 to Aubrey Shore. Shore, 8th all-time in SEMO history in home runs. and 5th all-time in SEMO history in RBIs. That's not just it. Aubrey Shore, 3rd all-time in SEMO doubles as Shore rips this softball into deep left center field. Aubrey Shore is going to move to 7th all-time most home runs in SEMO history. Aubrey Shore did rip that softball. What a hit, and in a game that SEMO was already up 4-2 with 2 outs. Aubrey Shore takes Addison Abel into left field. You can kiss that softball goodbye. I hope you don't want to see it again because Aubrey Shore takes it deep. SEMO leads 7-2 here in the bottom of the second, and it looks like we might have a pitching change going down. Tennessee Tech's Addison Abel out. So we do have an official pitching change going on. SEMO, thanks to Aubrey Shore, is going to take the lead 7-2. And with a pitching change, we will take a break. My name is Kyler Messenger, coming to you live from the Southeast Softball Complex. You're watching OVC Softball on ESPN+. We welcome you back into the Southeast Softball Complex for an eventful softball game so far. You could say eventful at the least. You're seeing the score. It's SEMO 7, Tennessee Tech 2. SEMO scored their first 2 runs in the bottom of the first. It was 2-0. Then Tennessee Tech tied it up 2-2 in the top of the second. And you're looking at a long bottom of the second inning, an ongoing bottom of the second inning in which SEMO has scored 5 runs, 3 of them thanks to the bat of Aubrey Shore, who just came off of a 3-run home run. Reagan Brandon now up to bat, facing the new pitcher for Tennessee Tech, Faith Rush. Rush was rushed into this game just a little bit. Might not have thought that she was going to see action in the second inning already. The starter, Addison Abel, who gave up all 7 runs, 6 of them earned. Now, one of them was unearned due to that passed ball that gave up, but the 3-run home run by Aubrey Shore most definitely earned. Reagan Brandon up to bat, who leads this SEMO team in home runs, actually. Aubrey Shore just hit her 3rd home run of the season. Reagan Brandon is tied with Gracie Luna with 5 home runs apiece. They lead SEMO in home runs this season. Aubrey Shore herself just moved up to 7th all-time in SEMO history home runs. She was tied with Kim Palmer with 20. Aubrey Shore now has 21 career home runs, passing Kim Palmer. Aubrey Shore 7th all-time most home runs in SEMO history. An impressive stat for sure. Faith Rush calling time. Rush, a very, very good pitcher for Tennessee Tech. This season, Tennessee Tech is allowing opponents to hit .312. Opponents are hitting with a .312 batting average against all Tennessee Tech pitchers. Looks like we're getting the PitchCom machine changed out for Faith Rush. If you're new to the world of softball, /baseball, pitchers don't get every pitch called by the catcher anymore. Back in the day, you used to have the catcher throw in the signals, throw in the one, throw in the whatever signal she wanted to throw with their hands. But nowadays, ever since the Astros were caught banging on trash cans, ever since other teams like the Red Sox were caught in the MLB in scandalous activities, teams have moved into a pitch-com type of system, an electric system where they just wear a band on their wrist and it gives them a signal as to what pitch they want to be called next. Tennessee Tech's Faith Rush getting her pitch-com changed out. Maybe not even for an electric one, for just an armband with a list of numbers. Some sort of technology issues going on right now. Yes, it still happens. Danielle Palmer, in her 4th season as a head coach with Tennessee Tech, talking to our home plate umpire right now. It's Danielle Penner, who's the head coach for Tennessee Tech in her 4th season. She's the 6th head coach in Tennessee Tech's softball history, and she came here to Tennessee Tech with over 20 years of coaching experience under her belt. As a head coach, Danielle Penner has a 403 and 209 career record, almost double the amount of wins as losses Danielle Penner has as head coach. She's now back in the dugout. Rush now has her pitch com all set up, and the dugout of Tennessee Tech is pierced by a ball. Actually, it's head coach Danielle Penner. Looks like she was knocked off the bucket of balls she was sitting on. The foul ball by Reagan Brannon was able to get into the dugout of Tennessee Tech, and head coach Danielle Penner knocked down. All smiles in the Golden Eagles dugout, so you got to imagine everybody's all right. We do hope Coach Penner doesn't have any sort of embarrassment after that. That's the only injury I could see happen after that with all smiles. Maybe a little embarrassing. We caught it on the ESPN broadcast. Oh, whatever. She's all right. She's got 403 wins as a head coach in history. I think she's just fine falling one time. 0-2 delivery from Rush to Brannon. Does not find the zone. It'll be a 1-2 count now to Reagan Brannon. Danielle Penner, the head coach of Tennessee Tech, all good, back on her seat now. Recently took Barry University, which is in North Miami, Florida. Barry University is a D2. Recently took them to the D2 College World Series. They were just one game away from a national title. Reagan Brannon now faces a 2-2 count from Faith Rush. Danielle Penner, the head coach at Tennessee Tech, also a long-time softball player. She has lots of experience herself before coming to the coaching world. We'll tell you a little bit more about her later in the broadcast. Rush finishes just a bit high, so it was an 0-2 count to Brannon. Brannon was down and now has been able to come back in this at-bat. Worked against Faith Rush. Now has a full count. SEMO looking to continue the inning, and Tennessee Tech looking to get out of it. Brannon skies this ball into the infield. It's going to be caught by Ella Bishop at short, and SEMO, a huge bottom of the second, takes a commanding 7-2 lead. You're watching Ohio Valley Conference Softball on ESPN+. Welcome back into the Southeast Softball Complex. Top of the lineup for Tennessee Tech. It's Olivia Evans who starts this inning off, ripping it to Aubrey Shore, and Shore is going to dive to make sure that she gets the out. Heads up defense by SEMO's 7th all-time leader in home runs. Back in the bottom of the second, the most recent frame that we saw, Aubrey Shore became the 7th all-time leader in home runs in a Red Hawks uniform. Now making plays on the defensive side of the ball like it's nothing. 1-0 count now to Sophia Carroll. It was Olivia Evans who started the inning off with that ground out. Now Carroll's up to bat. It's the 1-0 delivery to Sophia Carroll. She lays off of it. It'll be a 2-0 count. Sophia Carroll, originally from Brea, California. She actually spent a season at Seattle University, but Carroll, now a senior, been here at Tennessee Tech for most of her career, absolutely got a hold of that ball. She was just too far ahead of it. Pulled it a little bit too far foul. It'll be a 2-1 count to the California native, Carroll. It's a 2-1 delivery to Carroll. And it just misses the zone for Maddie Carney. So it'll be a 3-1 count now to Carroll. Carroll has a .322 batting average coming into today. Goes for a third best on this Tennessee Tech lineup. She's got the third highest batting average on this team as Carroll rips this softball into deep left center field. It's unable to be caught by a falter. Sophia Carroll, a stand-up double. It was warning track power just a few feet away from a home run. Brittany a falter. Lily Delmain going towards that ball. I was trying to think of the right word. They were collapsing on the ball. That's the word I was looking for. Delmain and a falter. You saw a falter dive, unable to get the ball. So a double for Sophia Carroll brings up Jalen Paderes for Tennessee Tech, their batting average leader. Carroll, third on the team, showing just why with that extra base hit. Paderes, first on the team in batting average. She's yet to get a hit today, so we just got to see what's in the bag for Paderes. It's a 1-1 count now. Jalen Paderes, only a sophomore for Tennessee Tech. She's becoming one of their strongest players, as mentioned. Leads this team in batting average, 4th in the entire conference in batting average. She's going to be a strong player for years to come. Also, a California native, Paderes is. Now playing in Cookeville, Tennessee, and today in Cape Girardeau, Missouri. 2-1 pitch delivered for a strike. Paderes might have laid off, thought it was a little bit high. Home plate umpire, Glenn Kilgore, decides that it was just right. It's a 2-2 count now. Carney trying to retire the batter before they can get any more advancements. But Paderes looking to stay alive and continue the inning. Full count now to Paderes. Here's the delivery from Carney. Paderes swings and fouls it off of her own ankle. Gotta walk that one off. She'll be just fine. But man, does that sting when you foul the ball off. And such a good hitter Paderes is, she probably hit the ball pretty hard off of herself. She's walking it off. She will be all good. It'll remain a full count here. Sophia Carroll on second. Jalen Paderes up to bat. Jalen, her first name spelled Jailynn. Jalen Paderes. Paderes is going to walk. Fantastic at bat for the Ohio Valley Conference's 4th best hitter by batting average. She earns herself a walk. So it'll be Tennessee Tech's cleanup hitter up to bat next. Ashley Capilouto. And Capilouto already had a hit earlier today. See if she can continue the strong season that she's had. Runners on first, second for Tennessee Tech. They are down 5. SEMO had an electric bottom of the second inning in which they scored a couple of runs. They scored 2 runs before Aubrey Shore had a 2-out, 3-run scoring home run. So they were down 4-2 in the bottom of the second, and then Shore just made it a real problem for Tennessee Tech, put SEMO up 5. So now the Golden Eagles got a deficit to work with. But you see they got 2 base runners now here. They've had base runners every inning. They've been able to get on base. They're just working to get more of them home. Capilouto grounds over to Martini, and the heads-up play by Martini and Sydney Miles, who ended up covering third. Just great all-around defense by the Redhawks. They capture the lead runner. So now Paderes is on second. Capilouto's on first, and there's 2 outs. Abby Kleinfelter will now face Maddie Carney. First pitch from Carney delivered just a bit outside. Here's the 1-0 delivery from Carney. He's going to get Kleinfelter to foul the ball off. This will be a 1-1 count. The 1-1 pitch to Kleinfelter, able to lay off. It'll be 2-1. Two-and-one delivery to Abby Kleinfelter. Swung on and hit to Martini. She's charging in. Gonna have to make a tough play. Addie Martini. That was tough. We are seeing some great plays at the shortstop position today. SEMO maintains the 5-run lead, 7-2. You're watching OVC softball on ESPN+.
Hey girls, swung the new mantra yet?
No, but I heard that bat is insane.
Y'all want to swing for it?
Yeah, we do, but we know how that went last time.
Yeah.
Let's go, girls, come on. Man, y'all can stand on your own. I guess I'll give you a couple.
We'll actually take 4.
Mantra, power on repeat.
Ready for a local getaway that feels like a world of its own? Escape the ordinary and discover the charm of Southern Illinois. With local wineries, live concerts, farmers markets, and scenic trails to explore, there's an adventure tailored for every taste bud and passion. Our breathtaking lakes offer endless possibilities for adventure. Rent boats, jet skis, or kayaks, and explore our world. Visit Southern Illinois. Start your adventure today.
What's it like to be a student athlete in the OVC? We rise to challenges and challenge others to rise with us. We show respect. We lead by example. In the OVC, we become champions on and off the field. That's OVC Sports, and you've got to OVC it.
Welcome back into the Southeast Softball Complex. My name is Kyler Messenger, coming to you live from the Southeast Softball Complex. SEMO leads 7-2, and up to bat is Lily Delmain for SEMO. In the circle is Faith Rush for Tennessee Tech. First pitch to Delmain, delivered a strike. Faith Rush was forced to come into relief after Addison Abel was pulled. She was the starter, got pulled by head coach Danielle Penner after giving up not only 5 runs in the bottom of the second, but she gave up a home run to Aubrey Shore. That was what we most recently saw when SEMO was up to bat. They scored 5 runs. So for Tennessee Tech, they're looking to see a little bit less action in this bottom of the third inning than they saw in the bottom of the second. Tennessee Tech yet to score since the top, of the second. We're unable to get any to go in the top of the third. And the leadoff hitter, Delmain, squares bunt. Looked like she tried to get the bunt down. Delmain, the center fielder, very fast. We know she can run. Most definitely capable of beating out an infield single. Tried to do that, but that'll now be a 1-2 count. We'll see if Delmain wants to swing or bunt here. It's a pitch from Rush. It's just a bit outside. It'll be a 2-2 count for Delmain. And what a starting season that Lily Delmain has now. I have no idea how they actually poll the OVC awards. I am in no vote of that. Nobody here in the SEMO broadcast team is a part of that OVC end-of-the-year vote. I'm talking about OVC first team. I'm talking about OVC second team as Lily Delmain rips this softball into shallow left field, but Ella Bishop is able to get under the ball and make the play. Look, the point that I was trying to make is all OVC newcomers team. You got to imagine there's going to be some Redhawks on that list, and you got to imagine the freshman, Lily Delmain, is going to be on that all OVC newcomers team again. Absolute nothing comes from me. My input means nothing, so maybe I'm a little biased. But I got to say, Lily Delmain, the freshman, having a fantastic season. 4th on this SEMO team in batting average. Still 4th. After that flyout, up to bat right now is Gracie Luna, the team tied leader in home runs. Luna nearly hits another one out of the park. It goes to deep right field. Sophia Carroll was unable to make the catch, and Gracie Luna in the stat sheet, not sure exactly what's going to be called, but a stand-up double for Luna. Here's that deep ball that Luna was able to hit. Just off the glove of Sophia Carroll. The ball just kept carrying off the bat of Gracie Luna. Luna is tied for most home runs this season via Red Hawk. Her and Reagan Brannon both tied with 5. Luna now on second. There's one out, and it'll be a brand new count to Addie Martini. Addie Martini already with a line drive single in this game. She's 1 for 1. And then was able to advance home. She scored a run later in that inning. Martini in her second at-bat is going to fly into center. McKaylee Harris able to make the catch and immediately throws to third. Gets cut off by Ella Bishop because Gracie Luna stays on second. So you still got a runner in scoring position for SEMO. You got Luna on second after that stand-up double. And you got Sydney Miles up to bat. Sydney Miles, the freshman, one of 2 freshmen in SEMO's starting lineup. Has been playing pretty consistently for this squad over at third base. Miles swings from the left side and throws from the right. Would be a little awkward to have a third base woman be lefty, but I could see it happening. 0-1 count delivered to Miles, just a bit outside. It'll be 1-1. It's a 1-1 delivery from Rush to Miles. And it finds the zone. Two-one delivery from Rush. Miles gets a piece of it, fouls it off, and stays alive. A 2-2 count now. It's a 2-2 delivery from Rush. Miles swings and strikes out. Faith Rush able to strike out Sydney Miles to get out of this inning unhurt. It's SEMO 7, Tennessee Tech 2. We will see you in the top of the 4th. You're watching OVC Softball on ESPN+. We welcome you back into the Southeast Softball Complex just a little bit after McKaylee Harris flew out to Lily Delmain in center field. So 1 out recorded for the Redhawks. Maddie Carney still in the circle, will now face Ella Bishop. And with 1 out, SEMO quickly already doing good. Now Carney gets a grounder that comes right back to her. Makes the play at first, and 2 pitches and 2 outs are made by Maddie Carney. So excuse me, the first pitch was hit by McKaylee Harris and went right to Addie Martini. It was an infield flyout. Then Ella Bishop, came up to bat and grounded out right back to Maddie Carney. The softball has not left the infield in 2 pitches and 2 outs for SEMO. Now Maddie Carney faces Brooklyn Stewart. The 1-0 delivery to Stewart. Stewart grounds over to Martini, who's going to make the second play of the inning. Maybe the quickest frame of the day. 3 up, 3 down. SEMO still leads 7-2. We'll see you in the bottom of the 4th. You're watching OVC Softball on ESPN+. And we are back at the Southeast Softball Complex. I'm sorry for the pun in advance. Faith Rush literally rushed out to the field after quickly getting out of the inning was SEMO. It had a 3 up, 3 down, top of the 4th, and now they get back to the batter's box. It's now a 1-0 count to Brittany Falter, who's up for SEMO, the senior. Faith Rush, the pitcher for Tennessee Tech, a junior. But she has been one of their strongest arms all year. She actually leads this team in ERA. The 1-0 delivery to a Falter. It's in for a strike. It'll be 1-1. Faith Rush, as just mentioned, leads this team in ERA. She's 3-4 for her win and loss record, but her ERA 3.85. She's giving up 3.85 runs per 7 innings on average. This pitch pieced by a Falter right back to Rush. She gets the ball over to first. 1 out recorded for Tennessee Tech here in the bottom of the 4th. Tennessee Tech scored their 2 runs in the top of the 2nd. SEMO, on the other hand, scored 2 of their runs in the bottom of the 1st and then scored 5 of them in the 2nd. Looking to add some more here. Did not get any in the 3rd. Faith Rush was able to shut the Redhawks down after coming in for her first full inning. Now in her 2nd full inning, this bottom of the 4th will be presumably her 2nd full inning. She's looking to shut down SEMO again. SEMO back to the top of their lineup, though. It's Camden Hutton. It's the 1-0 delivery from Rush to Hutton. In the dirt, stopped by Brooklyn Stewart. It'll be a 2-0 count. 2-0 count from Rush delivered for a ball. Camden Hutton probably going to show bunt here on the 3-0 count and then pull it back. That's my prediction. Hutton loves to show the bunt and then pull it back. She actually does it a lot where she shows the bunt, pulls it back, and then still goes ahead and swings. She won't show bunt here. She will just watch it go in for a strike. It'll be a 3-1 count for Camden Hutton. That's one of Camden Hutton's skills that I think is, I would say, unseen by most. I'm sure if you're familiar with SEMO softball, you watch a few games, you've seen her do it. But one of those skills that just, it's not going to show up on the stat sheet anywhere. Hutton really good at showing bunt and quickly pulling it back and getting a hit. She thought that she might have got ball 4 on that pitch prematurely, maybe threw the bat a little bit, and that'll be a full count to Hutton. One out recorded already. There's a full count delivery from Rush to Hutton, and Hutton is going to get rung up on strikes. Home plate umpire Glenn Kilgore says that Rush found the zone. Camden Hutton on back-to-back pitches thought that she was going to have a ball on that one. Literally threw her bat and started walking down to first. Thought it was low in the zone. Kilgore thought he might have found it, or thought that Rush did find the zone. So Hutton records the second out for the Redhawks. For Tennessee Tech, they're looking to get out of here in the bottom of the fourth. 3 up, 3 down, just as SEMO did in the top of the fourth. Madison Winkler got the first pitch ball. Here is the second pitch to Winkler. Winkler with a home run type of swing. Just misses it, so it'll be a 1-1 count now to Madison Winkler. Madison Winkler, third on this team in batting average, has a .338 average coming into today. Now a 2-1 count to Winkler. .338 batting average before today's at-bats. Winkler 2 for 2 today already. So most definitely rising that batting average. Scored 2 runs as well already. Now a 2-2 count to Winkler. Madison Winkler scored 1 of SEMO's 2 runs in the bottom of the first and then scored 1 of their 5 runs in the bottom of the second. She's got 2 runs scored already. 2 hits, 2 at-bats, 2 strikes, 2 balls. Here's the delivery to Winkler. Goes outside. It'll now be a full count. Faith Rush in the circle for Tennessee Tech. She's only started 7 games so far this season, but she's now appeared in 24, so typically comes in as a reliever. Full count delivery to Winkler is going to be fouled off. Rush has struck out 34 batters this season. That goes for 3rd best on the Tennessee Tech squad. Their leader in strikeouts is Emily York, followed by Lainey Fitzgerald, and then followed by Faith Rush. It's a full count delivery to Winkler. And she will walk. That pitch just a bit high of the zone for Winkler. She sprints on over to first. Her 3rd appearance on the base paths today. And up next is none other than Aubrey Shore for SEMO. Aubrey Shore, if you remember, if you were with us, hit a home run today already. If you're just joining us, I hope you know about Aubrey Shore. Aubrey Shore, a long-time SEMO Redhawk. She's going to go down as one of the greats. Co-OVC Player of the Year a couple years ago as Winkler gets checked on by Stewart. Winkler gets back in time. Aubrey Shore, senior here for the Redhawks. 7th all-time in home runs in a SEMO uniform. She just moved up to 7th most home runs all-time in SEMO softball history after her home run in the bottom of the second. Shore having a great comeback season this year. Last year she was injured, so she redshirted her technical senior season. And now this season, in her real senior season, having a great comeback after an injury that kept her out for the entire year. She's come back this year and looks like she hasn't lost a step. Shore has the second best average on this SEMO squad. She's also second in RBIs before this game started. After her 3-run home run, Aubrey Shore has moved up to tied in first with Madison Winkler for RBIs this season. So she leads SEMO in RBIs. She's 7th all-time in home runs. And if Aubrey Shore can get 4 more doubles, she will lead SEMO in career doubles. Aubrey Shore is 3rd all-time in SEMO doubles. She has hit the 3rd most doubles in a SEMO softball uniform with 44. And a 2-1 delivery to Aubrey Shore is going to hit her on the left leg, the leading leg. You got to be careful. Coach Redburn might be upset about that one. That's his star player for the last 4 years. Reagan Brandon will now come up to bat. Aubrey Shore takes first. SEMO's got tons of stars all around this lineup. Shore not the only one, but she sure has been a star. I'm sorry, I gotta use it every time I can. Aubrey Shore sure has been a star for SEMO ever since she first stepped foot here. Winkler on second, Shore on first, Reagan Brandon up to bat. Reagan Brandon, I mentioned it earlier when she came up to bat, tied for first on SEMO in home runs. Boy, would this be a time to hit one to give SEMO a double-digit score. Home run right now would put them up 10-2. Currently up 7-2 with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. Reagan Brandon did get the start at catcher. We'll see what happens in the second game of the doubleheader, if she'll move to be the extra hitter, if Luna will get some catching action. We'll just see. Brandon gets a hold of that softball, but it goes foul. It'll be a 1-1 count. One delivery to Brandon. It's just a bit low. It'll be 2-1. Got a junior-on-junior matchup going on. You got Faith Rush, a junior. Reagan Brandon, a junior. Faith Rush has actually been with Tennessee Tech her entire career. She's a two-way player, if you didn't know. Faith Rush originally came here as an infielder and a pitcher in her freshman season. Got action as both, and now Reagan Brandon getting action off of Faith Rush is going to have an RBI single. Madison Winkler gets home with ease, and Reagan Brandon add another RBI to her stat sheet. Puts SEMO up 8-2. SEMO doing a fantastic job of playing with 2 outs. Reagan Brandon, a 2-out RBI single right up the middle. Winkler, if not the fastest player on this SEMO squad, she's at least top 3 undebatedly. So she reaches home pretty easily. Now we will have a pinch runner on second for Aubrey Shore not getting a pinch runner. Okay, I got all jumbled up here, you guys. I got all jumbled up. Reagan Brandon, who just hit, is on first. Aubrey Shore did get a pinch runner, so Shore was walked. She was hit. But Shore is now subbed from second. It's Mary Tutwiler who's running on second base. And Reagan Brandon is presumably on first. I believe they might have double pinch ran. But if not, you can assume for now that Reagan Brandon is on first base. We have confirmation that it is Brandon. She's running for herself. So you got Brandon on first, Tutwiler on second, and Lily Delmain up to bat with a runner in scoring position and 2 outs. Delmain rips this softball high, and under it is Ashley Capilouto of Tennessee Tech. SEMO gets 1 on the board, though. It's SEMO 8, Tennessee Tech 2. We'll see you in the top of the 5th. You're watching OVC Softball on ESPN+.
Are you ready to take your money to new heights? Get a flexible high-yield checking account that lets you customize your interest rate so you can keep your finances headed in the right direction. With Elevate Checking from United Fidelity Bank, you're in control of how much you earn. You can raise your rate with a few easy steps. Get more ways to earn more with Elevate Checking and start earning 4.00% APY. Learn more at unitedfidelity.com/elevate or visit your local banking center.
In Kentucky, we're moving forward together. Our businesses are winning, and our families are thriving. Because Kentucky is a place where business is fast, but the pace of life is just right. Now, we're looking at a new Kentucky, one where good jobs and a good life are possible for everyone. Y'all interested? We don't blame you. So come explore your new Kentucky home.
We welcome you back into the Southeast Softball Complex. Maddie Carney still pitching for the Redhawks. It's Julie Martin up to bat for the Golden Eagles. Julie Martin, a sophomore outfielder. She hits from the left side of the batter's box. I was going to say the field. She hits from the left side. 1-0 count now from Carney. Julie Martin 0 for 1 in this game so far. Has her second at-bat here in the fifth. 2-0 count from Carney. Maddie Carney in the circle for SEMO. This is her 26th appearance so far this season. Gets Martin to ground over to Martini. And Martini quickly fires the ball over to first. Man, does she got some velocity on that throw. 1 out recorded. Maddie Carney retires Julie Martin. See Aubrey Shore over at first base, all smiles after becoming the 7th all-time leader in home runs in SEMO history. Not in a single season. All-time home runs. Aubrey Shore is 7th in a SEMO jersey. Olivia Evans up to bat for Tennessee Tech. You saw the first pitch she took outside for a ball. 1-0 delivery. Evans gets a little jump scared by the inside pitch from Carney. It could always be dangerous when you got someone like Evans who has that signature. Now, I know it's a softball signature to start running. I'm going to compare it to a baseball player. You got that signature Ichiro Suzuki type run up when you run up and hit the ball while you're already running. Again, it's a softball standpoint. It's a softball pillar. It's been going on for years. Ichiro Suzuki, a baseball player, kind of took that to the MLB world when he was in his prime. Olivia Evans. I guess we got a new nickname for Evans now. Baby Ichiro, now with a 2-2 count. Ichiro Suzuki, longtime Seattle Mariner, was a lefty himself. See, 2-2 delivery to Evans. Swings on this ball and gets SEMO a little bit of payback for what they did earlier. If you remember earlier, SEMO had a foul ball that went into the bench of Tennessee Tech. It actually knocked their head coach off of her seat. And Coach Mark Redburn, the SEMO coach, he stands over there on the bench. So he couldn't have got knocked over anyway. Maybe got a little scare knocked into him, though. It'll be a full count to Olivia Evans. Maddie Carney still dealing. Carney leads this team in wins with 5. She leads this team with innings pitched. Now she's going to walk Olivia Evans. Only her 42nd walk given up this year. One out recorded in the field for the Redhawks. You got Olivia Evans on first base. And you got Sophia Carroll up to bat. Watches the first pitch in for a ball. Sophia Carroll in her last at bat did earn herself a hit. It was an extra base hit. It was a double, in fact. Rips this ball off of her left leg. Once again, you just got to walk that one off. Two 2-0 count now from Carney to Carroll, and a steal is occurring on the base pass. Olivia Evans stole second. The ball moved into center field to Delmain. Evans thought about it. She was ready to go if the ball was off target a little bit more, but Delmain would have had a very good chance to get Evans out at third. Nonetheless, though, a successful steal for Olivia Evans. It's her 18th steal of the year. Evans leads this Tennessee Tech squad in steals. She is now 18 for 20 so far this season, has only been caught twice. Evans on second, 18 for 20 in steals. Carroll is now going to ground over to Martini at short. And where that ball went, Olivia Evans was not able to advance. We're looking at that steal from Evans. The ball goes into center. She thinks about going to third, but has to hold back just a little. Yeah, runner on second, Olivia Evans. 2 outs recorded. SEMO has gotten Sophia Carroll to ground out. And Julie Martin, who was the first batter of this inning, retired. It's now Jalen Paderes who's up. She flies into the infield, and Camden Hutton is able to track the ball down. SEMO is unhurt after 5. It's Redhawks 8, Golden Eagles 2. You're watching OVC Softball on ESPN+. We welcome you back into the Southeast Softball Complex. It's SEMO 8, Tennessee Tech 2. My name, Kyler Messenger, bringing you the play-by-play for all of the SEMO softball home games. Been here all season. We'll be here for this final series. It is sad. This is the final series of the season for SEMO. Gracie Luna up to bat now with a 0-1 count, facing the pitcher Faith Rush for Tennessee Tech. The last series of the year. Last 3 games of the season, of the regular season, for SEMO and for Tennessee Tech, both now a 1-1 count to Luna. If you were here with us pregame, we talked about it. Neither of these teams can be eliminated from the playoffs no matter what happens this weekend. If one of them gets swept, it doesn't matter who it is, neither team can be eliminated from the playoffs. They will still have a chance to play for the OVC Championship, which will go down in Peoria, Illinois, as Luna fires this softball right back up the middle. Gracie Luna, the extra hitter today. She's getting a break from behind the plate in the first game. You got to imagine she'll be back behind the plate in the second game, or if not, she'll be behind the plate tomorrow. Nonetheless, Luna doesn't just catch, she also hits. Gracie Luna tied for leading home run. She has hit the most home runs as a SEMO Red Hawk this season. She's tied with Reagan Brandon. Gracie Luna now on first with an opening frame single, brings up Addie Martini, who's got a bunt and gets this bunt placed in the most perfect position, straight down. Addie Martini, an infield single off of a bunt. I don't think I could have drew a better bunt for you. I don't think I could have imagined a better bunt for you. Addie Martini literally puts the ball straight down, and yes, she did beat out that throw. A huge look at that replay. Great work by our replay analyst here at the ESPN Plus broadcast. Gracie Luna at second. Well, looks like she will now have a pinch runner for her. It'll be Kaylin Yamnitz, if my eyes don't fail me, coming out to run on second. And you still got Addie Martini at first running. So Gracie Luna, that opening frame single, very successful. And my eyes did deceive me. I apologize for you fans at home. It's Sophie Shoup on second, coming in to run for Gracie Luna, and you still got Martini on first. So they get Luna over to second, replace her with Shoup to hopefully get Shoup home. And now with Sydney Miles up, SEMO looking like they're going to go for another sacrifice. They already got Martini to sacrifice to advance the runners, but how much of a sacrifice is it when Addie Martini reaches on the infield single? Sydney Miles now looking to sacrifice herself to move the runners ahead. No outs for SEMO. 1-0 count. Here's a delivery from Rush to Miles. It'll be a 2-0 count. And if you're wondering, in the game, who's got the last names that sound most like a road trip? It's these two gals right here. Sydney Miles, Faith Rush. We're in a rush to travel some miles. I don't know. I'm just in the booth spitballing here. But Sydney Miles, Faith Rush. Some fun names out here. 2-1 count now to Miles. Miles, a native of Missouri. She's from Park Hills, Missouri. Park Hills is where the junior college, Mineral Area College, is. Now here in Cape Girardeau, where SEMO is. Faith Rush, the pitcher, originally from McDonough, Georgia, and now she's all the way up to Cookeville, Tennessee, to play for the Tennessee Tech Golden Eagles. 3-1 count now to Miles, the freshman. Here's the 3-1 delivery from Rush. Miles still gets the bunt down. It also goes straight down. 2 back-to-back bunts for the Southeast Missouri State Redhawks. And they're successful infield singles, not sack bunts, because they're just bunts that get them on base. You saw Rush get to that ball quickly, but Sydney Miles got the first base even quicker. So you see what Coach Mark Redburn back there behind home plate filing through his notes. We most definitely got a substitution going down. Looks like Brittany Falter is going to have a pinch hitter for herself. So we got a brand new hitter into the game. If my eyes don't deceive me here, it's Lily Blago coming in to bat for the Redhawks with the bases loaded and with no outs. It is number 24, Lily Blago, the southpaw hitter, now has the bases loaded. You got Sydney Miles at first, Addie Martini on second, Sophie Shoup on third, and Lily Blago, the freshman, with a chance to make some history happen. SEMO already up 6 runs. We'll see what Blago decides to do. First pitch to Blago from Rush, delivered for a ball. It'll be a 1-0 count. Faith Rush has not given up a run since coming into this game. Now in a situation where the bases are loaded and they have not recorded an out yet. This is tough territory for the Golden Eagles as Blago rips this softball straight to second, and the force play is made at home. Heads up softball by Ashley Capilouto as Lily Blago grounds into the infield. She earns herself on base, but Tennessee Tech stops SEMO from scoring a run. Blago will now be pinch ran for. If you remember, Brittany Falter was the one who was supposed to be up to bat, and she got pinch hit for by Lily Blago. Now Brittany Falter comes back into the game for a pinch hitting, or a pinch running scenario, excuse me. So Falter back in at first. Base is still loaded for SEMO. You got Addie Martini on second. Or Addie Martini on third, excuse me. And then you got Sydney Miles on second. Miles on second, Martini on third. A Falter on first, and it looks like we're making some substitutions in the field too. Danielle Penner, the head coach for Tennessee Tech, getting her notes out, telling the coaches what substitutions are going to be made. You see Coach Mark Redburn and Kristen Jones with their notes talking to our home plate umpire. So it can only assume that we have lots of changes going on. We have an update for that infield change for Tennessee Tech. So they actually took out Julie Martin. Julie Martin was in left field. They have replaced Julie Martin with Bailey Stack. So in the field for Tennessee Tech, you got Bailey Stack in left field, McKaylee Harris in center, Sophia Carroll in right. Or excuse me, we have two substitutions. Lots of outfield changing going on for Tennessee Tech, so we'll update you with that full outfield in just a minute. In right field is Alina Schlageter, and we'll let you know the rest after this at-bat. Hutton grounds over to Capilouto at second, who is able to get Hutton out at first at the least. And we're going to have a review here. So actually, I think what happened was Ashley Capilouto was supposedly trying to tag Brittany Falter, who was advancing from first to second. Falter staying on second, saying she didn't get tagged. Capilouto then theoretically tagged Falter on second and threw to first. We're just going to take a look at it so it's easier to explain. So Capilouto gets the tag and then throws to first. Camden Hutton was most definitely out at first. She did not beat that throw. But is Tennessee Tech getting out of this inning, or will SEMO have another batter? That's the question. Ashley Capilouto could have just turned a solo double play. She could have tagged the runner of Falter running from first to second and then got Hutton out at first. Or she could have missed the runner of Falter and then still got Hutton at first. And that is what is going to be called. Official call made by our umpires, Catherine LeBrick, Bernadette Aaron, and Glenn Kilgore. All three of our umpires. So Brittany Falter was running from first to second. The tag was missed by Ashley Capilouto, and then Camden Hutton was out at first. Without the double play, SEMO scores another run. So it's 9-2 Red Hawks way. SEMO now up 7. 9-2. So you give an RBI to their last hitter, who was up, Camden Hutton. She doesn't earn herself a hit, but she does get the RBI because Capilouto missed that tag and wasn't able to get the double play. So you got runners on second and third, still in scoring position for SEMO. You know they've been hitting well with 2 outs this game already. Winkler with 2 outs already has a hit. She's now going to fly into left field, and it was Bailey Stack who just subbed in to make that play. Tennessee Tech gives up 2. It's SEMO 9, Tennessee Tech 2. We will see you in the 6th. You're watching OVC Softball on ESPN+. We are back in the Southeast Softball Complex. First pitch delivered from Kearney to Ashley Capilouto is in for a strike. It'll be an 0-1 count for Ashley Capilouto, who's up to bat. She's the second basewoman for Tennessee Tech. Second pitch is in for a strike as well. It'll now be 0-2. Capilouto been making plays at second today. If you were just with us in the bottom of the fifth, you remember the almost run-saving double play that she nearly made. She tried to tag the runner, Brittany Falter, before getting the hitter, Camden Hutton, out at first. She successfully got Hutton out at first, but she missed the tag to a Falter who was running. So SEMO was able to score that 9th run of the game. Capilouto absolutely been making plays at second, though. Now a 1-2 count to the sophomore. Kearney, the junior, looking for the strikeout on that pitch, but won't get it. It'll be a 2-2 count. Got a few California natives on this Tennessee Tech squad. Ashley Capilouto is one of them, originally from Huntington Beach. Rips this softball foul. Capilouto went to Ocean View High School in Huntington Beach. Was a pretty good softball player there at Ocean View High. She's now in her second year with Tennessee Tech. Now will face a full count. She played at Ocean View. Earned Offensive Player of the Year as a sophomore. Defensive Player of the Year as a junior. And not only was she her team's MVP, she was the league's MVP. Sydney Miles don't care about Ashley Capilouto's past accomplishments, though. Making the play over at third. Wow. Golden Glove, give it to her. I know we don't do those here at SEMO, here in the OVC, but you got to make an award for that play. I mean, there has been some great defensive efforts today. We've seen it from Tennessee Tech shortstop Ella Bishop. We've seen it from SEMO's shortstop Addie Martini. And now we're seeing it from Sydney Miles, SEMO's third basewoman, as Winkler dives on this foul ball, trying to add herself to the highlight reel. Look at that play from Miles at third. Gets her out from her knees. How about that for the freshman? Showing why she deserves to be on the hot corner. I mean, literally threw it from her knees. That is impressive. Sydney Miles. Abby Kleinfelter up to bat right now for Tennessee Tech. Just fouled the ball off the deep right field. Now a 1-1 count to Kleinfelter. It's the 1-1 delivery. Kearney misses high. It'll be 2-1. I mean, we have seriously seen some very good defense today. It's all been in the infield. It's been great outfield play, too. We haven't seen necessarily any errors today. No errors recorded by either of these teams as Tennessee Tech fouls this ball off again. If we're looking at the box score, actually, neither of these two teams have recorded an error. It's 9-2, as you see on your screen. Tennessee Tech has recorded 4 hits today compared to SEMO's 12. SEMO has hit successfully 12 times as Kleinfelter grounds out to Miles, and this one a little bit less difficult for Miles. Nonetheless, though, still making plays. Sydney Miles getting it done over there at third. Kleinfelter and Capilouto retired. Now McKaylee Harris up for Tennessee Tech. Harris's first pitch from Kearney. Just about right down the middle. You're looking at Abby Kleinfelter run out that Sydney Miles ground out play. McKaylee Harris swings on this 1-0 pitch. Hits it out of the arena. It'll be a 1-1 count. McKaylee Harris, a senior for this Tennessee Tech Golden Eagles squad. Been here with Tennessee Tech all 4 years. And that is going to retire the side. Maddie Kearney strikes out McKaylee Harris to get out untouched. 3 up, 3 down. We'll see you in the bottom of the second. It's SEMO 9, Tennessee Tech 2. You're watching OVC softball on ESPN+.
Hey girls, swung the new mantra yet?
No, but I heard that bat is insane.
Y'all want to swing for it?
Yeah, we do, but we know how that went last time.
Yeah.
Let's go, girls, come on. And y'all can stand on your own. I guess I'll give you a couple.
We'll actually take 4.
Mantra, power on repeat.
Ready for a local getaway that feels like a world of its own? Escape the ordinary and discover the charm of Southern Illinois. With local wineries, live concerts, farmers markets, and scenic trails to explore, there's an adventure tailored for every taste bud and passion. Our breathtaking lakes offer endless possibilities for adventure. Rent boats, jet skis, or kayaks, and explore our world. Visit Southern Illinois. Start your adventure today.
What's it like to be a student athlete in the OVC? We rise to challenges and challenge others to rise with us. We show respect. We lead by example. In the OVC, we become champions on and off the field. That's OVC Sports, and you've got to OVC it.
We welcome you back into the Southeast Softball Complex. It's SEMO 9, Tennessee Tech 2. We're here in the bottom of the 6th, potentially the last at-bat for the Redhawks in this first matchup of the doubleheader. Don't forget, we will be back here back-to-back games. So in case this game wasn't interesting enough for you, we got another one just after, so you better stay tuned. Right now, Aubrey Shore is hitting with a 1-0 count against Faith Rush. It's a 1-0 delivery from Rush to Shore. Shore rips this ball, but it just goes foul. Aubrey Shore today, 1 for 2. And you already know what that one was if you've been with us most of the day. If you did just join us mid-game, SEMO had a 5-run bottom of the second. After the bottom of the first, it was 2-0 SEMO's way. Then after the top of the second, it was tied 2-2. Tennessee Tech scored their 2 runs in the top of the second. So heading into the bottom of the second, it was a 2-2 ball game, and it was just history after that. SEMO scored 2 runs, and then Shore hit a 3-run home run. Shore is now going to ground out to second to Ashley Capiluto. SEMO still holds the 7-run lead, though. They scored 5 in the second, 1 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth. We'll see if they continue that streak. If you look at the box score right now, as Reagan Brandon comes up to bat for the Redhawks, SEMO has 12 hits compared to Tennessee Tech's 4. They're out-hitting them by 8 hits. But I'm not focused on what Tennessee Tech's doing. I'm focusing on that 12 number for SEMO. It is now the second straight game that SEMO has gone over double-digit hits. Their last game played. Now, they were supposed to have a midweek game this week, this Tuesday, which got rained out. So keep that in mind. They had a game scheduled that got rained out as Brandon rips this ball right down the line. It's at least going to be a stand-up double. Barely stays in fair territory. Reagan Brandon with a double that goes all the way down to the left field line, making it rain. Brandon, what a season that she is having for the Redhawks. That is now her 8th double of the year. She's now tied for first in doubles. Addie Martini previously had 8. And now Brandon and Martini tied at 8. Look at that ball. Right down the line, goes right above the third base. And then the left fielder gets the ball in pretty quickly, but Brandon was there quicker. So Faith Rush gives up a 1-out double to Reagan Brandon. The 13th hit of the day for SEMO. The second straight game that they have scored double-digit hits. They got 13 today in their last game, which was against Morehead State. Their last series was against Morehead State. SEMO swept them, by the way. Final scores of 9-2, 8-3, and 12-3. That 12-3 game was SEMO's last game played before this game that you're watching today. They had 16 hits a season-high 16 hits in their last game. Now, before this game is even over, they're at 13. So they got a chance to top their season-high in hits that they set last game in this game. SEMO is coming alive on offense, and it's just about the perfect moment that you could want to come alive if you're head coach Mark Redburn. You see him and his assistant, Kristen Jones, talking to the umpires. You got to imagine some sort of substitution is in play, and we can nearly guarantee a substitution's in play because it looks like Kinley Wilkins. And we see your turn, and it looks like the number 4 on her back, so it is confirmed Kinley Wilkins will pinch hit for Lily Delmain, but they're talking for extended time, so they must have some other sort of trick up their sleeve. So let's talk about SEMO. When they have scored double-digit hits, when they have hit the ball more than 10 times or 10 times in a game, they're 12-1 this season. This is one of those games in which they have already hit for over double digits, looking to continue that streak. This game today is now the 14th game this season in which SEMO has scored double-digit hits. Back-to-back games that they've scored double-digit hits. And actually, in their first game against Morehead State, they scored double-digit hits. In their second game against Morehead State, they scored double-digit hits. And then in their third game against Morehead State, SEMO scored that season-high 16 hits. Let me read you this stat. Against Morehead State, SEMO won the first game, which was last Sunday. They won 9-2 against Morehead State and hit successfully 15 times. Then on the second game of the doubleheader, they won 8-3, and they hit successfully 12 times. In the third and final game against Morehead State, SEMO won 12-3 and hit successfully 16 times. So review on the play. Looks like it's going to stand. Reagan Brandon will stay at second, and substitutions will be made by the Red Hawks now. Now SEMO today up 9-2 and counting. 13 hits and counting. So this team has now had 4 straight games in which they have scored double-digit hits. I mean, we're talking about coming alive at the right time. Absolutely right now, right before they gear up for playoff time, is the time for SEMO to gear up. So you got a pinch runner, Kaylin Yamnitz, on second for Reagan Brandon. This is a SEMO team that was picked first in the OVC preseason poll. All the coaches get to vote on who they think is going to finish first. SEMO was actually predicted to finish first. We know, if you've been here with us today, we know they're 5th right now in the OVC. Tennessee Tech is 6th. We know SEMO is 5th. Kinley Wilkins' first pitch from Faith Rush is delivered a ball. It'll be a 1-0 count for Wilkins. So SEMO predicted to be first in the OVC. Right now they're 5th. They could move as high as 3 if they were to sweep Tennessee Tech, and a couple other variables were to happen. They could move as low as 7, but they can't move higher or lower than the 3 seed or the 7 seed. They're in the playoffs no matter what. They can't move higher than the 3 seed. They were predicted to be the 1st seed. You could say it's been a semi-disappointing season for the regular season just because this team was predicted to be first. They were predicted to be so good. But they're coming alive right now. They're showing that they are a first-place team right now. I absolutely could see this team going into the playoffs, going into the tournament, and just cleaning house. They might be upset after getting swept by Lindenwood. If they see Lindenwood again, you could see SEMO taking it personal. All kinds of things could go down. It's a 2-1 count now to Kinley Wilkins. 2-1 count to Wilkins, delivered for a ball, so it'll now be 3-1. Reagan Brandon reached second base with a double. She was pinch ran for, by Kaylin Yamnitz. So it's not Brandon on second, but Brandon has extended her hitting streak. It's Kinley Wilkins, who came in to pinch hit for Lily Delmain, is going to walk. So Gracie Luna will now be up to bat. With runner in scoring position, 2 runners on, and only 1 out recorded. Reagan Brandon, who got that opening double, to get on second base, has a season-best now 8-game hitting streak. Reagan Brandon is now on a 8-game winning streak after reaching second. And we're going to have looks like a new pitcher. You see the head coach, Danielle Penner, making her way to the mound, and you see the transfer of the softball going down. So we will have a new pitcher, meaning we're going to take a break. Kyler Messenger bringing you the play-by-play. SEMO 9, Tennessee Tech 2. You're watching OVC Softball on ESPN+. We welcome you back into the Southeast Softball Complex. The score is currently 9-2 SEMO's way. They've been dominating ever since the first inning when SEMO went up 2-0 after the bottom of the first. Then after the second inning, it was 7-2 SEMO's way. And now here in the sixth, it's slowly trickled to 9-2. We got a new pitcher for Tennessee Tech in the game, the third pitcher we've seen from the Golden Eagles. Going to be the first lefty. It's going to be Hannah Lang in the circle. Hannah Lang, a sophomore from Leawood, Kansas, now on the bump in the circle for the Golden Eagles. First pitch to Gracie Luna will be taken high. So you got Kaylin Yamnitz on second. She's a pinch runner. Came in for Reagan Brannon, who hit a double. And then on first base, you got Kinley Wilkins, who was a pinch hitter. She came in to hit for Lily Delmain. 1-0 count to Luna. Luna swings and was just ahead of it. So it'll be a 1-1 count now to the junior, Gracie Luna. Gracie Luna been here at SEMO all 3 years of her career. I was about to say all 4, but she is a junior. Now in her third season with SEMO. 1-1 pitch delivered just a bit high, so it'll be 2-1. Gracie Luna from East Peoria High School. She's from Peoria, Illinois, where Eastern Illinois is, where the OVC tournament will be held. The OVC tournament will be held from May 6th to the 9th. The 2-1 pitch to Luna delivered high. It'll now be 3-1. The OVC tournament will go on the May 6th and 9th after this series is concluded and after the rest of the OVC teams are done playing. It'll go down in Peoria, Illinois, but not at a school. It'll be at the Louisville Slugger Sports Complex. So it'll be a neutral site for all teams, double elimination style tournament. We'll just have to wait and see how it goes. Gracie Luna is going to walk in 5 pitches. And for Hannah Lang, that's her first batter that she faced, her first walk. For Tennessee Tech, they now walk the bases loaded, and it's not just for anybody. It's for the great Addie Martini. Addie Martini coming into today's game, leading this squad in doubles. She's now tied on this squad, leading doubles with Reagan Brannon. Martini, fantastic player, now has the bases loaded with 1 out. She's facing Hannah Lang. Hannah Lang so far this season has made 12 appearances. This is her 12th appearance. She does not start. She will not start. No starts this season, only relief appearances. She's got a 3.82 ERA as Martini rips this softball in an awkward position. Infield fly rule is called. Ashley Capiluto still able to fall under it and make the play for Hannah Lang. It's a huge out to get. Nothing hurt yet for SEMO. Still bases loaded for Lily Blago. It's going to be Lily Blago's second at-bat today. She didn't start. Second at-bat, though. Second pinch hitting opportunity. Bases loaded for Blago. She wasn't able to earn an RBI in her last at-bat. And we do not, I do apologize, we do not have a pinch hitter. It is Sydney Miles up to bat right now. 1-0 count to Sydney Miles, the starting third basewoman. She's still out here the entire game. This is now her third at-bat of the day. I do apologize. Thought that we had a pinch hitter in Blago coming into the game, and I was mistaken. Sydney Miles been making plays at third base all day. Not the player to mistake. I do apologize to the Miles family. Sydney Miles, the freshman, 1 for 2 so far today. She's got some stellar plays over at the hot corner on third. 2-0 count delivered for a strike. It'll be 2-1. It's a 2-1 delivery from Lang to Miles. Miles gets a piece of this softball, and it just goes foul by just a few feet. She tried to go opposite and just missed fair territory. Miles will now have 2 strikes against her. If you remember Sydney Miles' last at-bat, I mentioned she's 1 for 2. She's 1 for 2 with an infield single, and that infield single was a bunt. Addie Martini, who bats right before her, laid down a perfect bunt, and then Sydney Miles somehow had an even more perfect bunt in the next at-bat. So SEMO, earlier in the game, it was actually in the last inning, in the bottom of the 5th, had 2 straight batters place 2 perfect infield singles to load the bases for the Redhawks. They're now in the same position again in the bottom of the 6th. The bases loaded. They only ended up scoring one run in the bottom of the 5th when they had the bases loaded. 2 outs here. Tennessee Tech looking to hold SEMO to none, and they are going to do just that. Hannah Lang gets Sydney Miles to go on strikes. We will see you for Tennessee Tech's last opportunity to stay alive. It's SEMO 9, Tennessee Tech 2. You're watching Ohio Valley Conference Softball on ESPN+. We welcome you back into the Southeast Softball Complex. You see head coach Danielle Penner making some substitutions for Tennessee Tech. It was going to be Ella Bishop up. Ella Bishop is still up, but we'll have to see who follows Bishop to see if there's any substitutions being made, and we do know that there will be. Maddie Carney looking to have a complete game. Still on the mound. She started this game. In the field for the Red Hawks, we do have some confirmed substitutions. Lily Delmain in center field has been replaced by Jaylee Walder. So if any plays are made in center, it's Jaylee Walder out there. And then behind the plate, Reagan Brannon is out and Gracie Luna is in. A substitution that we could have guaranteed was going to happen at the break between these two games. Now, we just don't know who's going to be back for the second game. Maybe we'll see Reagan Brannon and Gracie Luna splitting time again. Ella Bishop up to bat. 1-1 count. Maddie Carney, as mentioned, has been in this entire game. Gets Bishop to foul the ball off. It'll be a 1-2 count to Ella Bishop. Maddie Carney today has gone 6 whole innings. She's only given up 4 hits. SEMO themselves have scored 13 hits. Maddie Carney has only given up 4 to Tennessee Tech. 1-2 delivery to Bishop. Just a bit high and outside. Tried to paint the corner. It'll be a 2-2 count. Maddie Carney has only struck out 1 today. When you're only giving up 4 hits, she's getting them done in other ways. She's getting the outs recorded in other ways. Carney, 1-2 pitch, hit over to Sydney Miles, and she makes the short hop play look easy. Let me tell you, that play, not as easy as Sydney Miles did it. As someone who played 8U baseball back in my day, no D1 SEMO softball, but I did play some 8U baseball. That was a hard hop to get. We just missed it in that replay, just at the front end a little bit. But that was a short hop play for Sydney Miles. She had to time that ball perfectly. She had to come charge the ball the second she saw it get hit. If she were to have hesitated, she would have missed that hop. Miles did not hesitate. She's a fantastic defensewoman at third base. Fantastic for just a freshman. Now a 2-0 count to the batter for Tennessee Tech. It's Brooklyn Stewart. Stewart rips this softball into left field, and it's going to be caught by a Falter. I thought that ball was for sure going to get down. Brittany Falter had different thoughts. It was a pinch hitter for Tennessee Tech. Addison McElhenney, she rips that ball into left center field, seemingly in between the left fielder and the center fielder. But Brittany Falter showing off the glove. I talked about it earlier. There has been some fantastic defensive plays made today. Sydney Miles at third has been making it happen. And now Brittany Falter in the outfield making it happen. Pinch hitter in the game for Tennessee Tech. It's Olivia Power. First pitch to Power. Taken for a strike. Carney just a couple pitches away from the end of this ball game in a complete game win, which would give her her 6th win of the season. Carney 5-12 right now. Can almost put a bet on that Maddie Carney is going to get that 6th win of the year. 1-1 pitch to Olivia Power in there for a ball. It'll be a 2-1 count. Opponents hit .340 against Maddie Carney. The 2-1 pitch to Power is going to be fouled off on a check swing. So now be 2-2. 2-2 delivery from Maddie Carney to Olivia Power. Power stays alive and rips the ball one more time. So I did some math over here. Maddie Carney typically gives up a .340 batting average to opponents. Today, Tennessee Tech is 4 for 23. Maddie Carney is giving up a .174 batting average, and she's going to end the game off just the way she should. A complete game for Carney earns her the 6th win of the year. And that's going to be it for SEMO. We won't need to see the bottom of the 7th because the Red Hawks have already destroyed. It's SEMO 9, Tennessee Tech 2. SEMO scored 5 runs in the bottom of the 2nd led by a 3-run home run off the bat of Aubrey Short. That is most definitely what got SEMO this win today. It was all hits as they scored 13 hits compared to Tennessee Tech's 4. So, my name is Kyler Messenger saying so long from the Southeast Softball Complex in Cape Girardeau, where the final score is SEMO 9, Tennessee Tech 2. Don't forget, doubleheader of this matchup coming up next. All games on the ESPN network are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN Plus.